RCCO On Air. You're now locked into the pulse of the city, where information and music conspire. RCCO On Air. Get ready to tune in for advice and the hottest tunes. From life hacks to killer tracks, we've got it all for you. RCCO On Air, bringing you ultimate radio experience.
Greetings to each and every one of you. I am CM, and I would like to welcome you back to yet another insightful discussion that is only taking place here on RCCO On Air, where music and information meets. You know, we're already on our 8th episode of RCCO On Air. You know, when you are having fun, time seems to really fly by, right? And our goal here at RCCO On Air is to always have a great time. But before we get started with the music, when we get back, let's have an informative discussion about a really critical topic. I'm talking about the specific of making a successful VMIA claim for building defects, which we are going to talk about today. It's an interesting topic, so you need to buckle up and prepare for some insightful information. And before that discussion, let's get this party started with some amazing music. The song Wake Me Up by Enough is about to get you moving. So take a coffee, relax, and prepare for an enlightening voyage exclusively here on RCCO On Air.
It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. Guess I have been sleeping for too long. Wake me up. I don't understand what's going on. It's way too loud outside and I don't know. Are the stars falling down? Or are the bombs about to land? Тихо вночі скажи, хоч слово не мовчи. Тихо вночі скажи, хоч слово не мовчи. The silence is getting too loud. The silence is getting too loud. So why don't we come out and dance in the dark? It doesn't feel real. Gonna dance. It doesn't feel real. Gonna dance. It doesn't going on anymore. Yes, I have been sleeping for too long. I don't understand what's going on. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't feel real. It doesn't wake me up. Guess I have been sleeping for too long. Wake me up. I don't understand what's going on. Wake me up.
RCCO On Air. RCCO On Air.
Welcome back to RCCO On Air, where music and information meets. Today, we will delve into a subject that is significantly impacting numerous property owners and developers, and that is no other than the art of filing effective VMIA claims in regards to building defects. Although it is a complicated procedure, rest assured that we have you covered. And you know what? We are really grateful and we are also really pleased because she gave us another time to us in order to speak about this topic. And you know, I'm talking about no other than the principal lawyers of RC&Co Lawyers. She is a seasoned legal professional with a specialization in building law. Joining us once again is no other than attorney Rochelle Castro. Roll VTR.
Hi, I've been given a few questions about how to make a successful VMIA claim for building defects. Where you find yourselves realizing that the builder is bankrupt, you then find out and determine who is your domestic building insurer. And once you determine that, and if it is the Victorian Managed Insurance Authority, you then need to determine what are the steps, what are the things I need to put together to make a successful VMI claim. So the first question I've been given is, how may VMIA help in the correction of building defects? Because they're covered by insurance, subject to the defects being structural or non-structural, where you have 2 years from the date that the occupancy permit has been issued, or the completion date. You have to determine the completion date. So those two things, you have 2 years from that date to make a non-structural defects claim. On the other hand, you have 6 years to make a structural defects claim from the date of the occupancy permit or the completion date. And once you make those determinations of the timeframes, you can then put together and start making your VMIA claim. Second question is, can you walk us through the key elements of a successful VMIA claim? You need the tools, of course. You need your expert report to identify the defects, identifying how to rectify them. That should be detailed in your expert report. Go to a reputable building consultant who prepares these types of reports. If you have incurred expenses, collect those invoices. You get your a confirmation that the builder that you are pursuing is the correct builder. You get a copy of your policy, so you need to know your policy number. And then you lodge the insurance as long as it's within the time frame. There is highly likely that it will not be rejected. And remember the time frames of 2 years for non-structural claims that would be captured by VMIA, and 6 years for structural. Next question is, what about navigating the claims process itself? Are there any pitfalls to avoid? Always keep an eye. So currently it's through the VMIA portal. Keep an eye on your emails. Also navigate the portal of VMIA. You do need to register first, and then you have to create a claim, lodge a claim through that, and upload your documents. Do navigate and monitor the progress of that after a few weeks. 2 to 3 weeks, unless they say that they'll come back in a certain time frame. They usually do, but if you don't hear from them, be vigilant in following up. That would be the pitfall, which is just waiting for them to come back to you on a response to a claim. So be proactive when it comes to following up your insurance claim. And finally, before we wrap up, then that last question is, do you have any final tips to our listeners about VMIA claim for building defects? It's important that you first get the policy number. Where the builder is bankrupt, go back to the liquidator and ask for a copy. They're usually helpful in giving you a copy of the policy, because that's also The other document that you need to get is the occupancy permit, or document that confirms the completion of the construction. You need that date so that you could then determine whether you could actually make a VMIA claim. So gather all the documents, building contract, of course, a copy of your title to prove that you are the owner and you can make that claim, so that when you lodge, there will not be any delays for the VMIA claim to be processed. How long does it usually take? Between 3 months to 6 months. Unfortunately, there are times where we've seen it for a year or two. There are different reasons for that. The complexities of the issues, the VMIA looking for panel builders, and if there's difficulty in finding the panel builders who are willing to do that type of work, because sometimes it's the construction, for obvious reason, has halted and there have been further defects discovered caused by the original builder that needs to be fixed. So there are multiple reasons as to why it would not follow the standard 3 months or 6 months time frame to have your VMIA claim assessed and reach a conclusion. I should say that in the event that you do get a rejection notice, meaning your claim is denied by VMIA, there is a 28-day period from the date of the decision being made for you to make a decision if you want to appeal. Do get the expert advice, especially when the reason is technicalities, such as a potential dispute on what is structural, what is non-structural. That is usually one of the reasons why, because remember I said at the beginning of this, if it's non-structural, you have 2 years from the date of the occupancy permit or the completion date. You've got 6 years from those dates that you could claim for a structural. So do keep those timeframes. If in doubt, of course, seek the necessary legal advice.
Wow, that is just one word that I have always on my mind, because Attorney Rochelle clearly explained all the details and all the steps in order for you to be able to file a successful VMIA claim for your building defects. And should you find yourself in requirement with legal matters, such as in filing a VMIA claim for your building defects, please feel free to contact the professionals at RCCO Lawyers. You may submit your inquiries to us through one of our currently displayed social media accounts, which is visible on your screens right now. And alternatively, you may also contact us via our website, which can be accessed at www.rccolawyers.com. Once again, that's www.rccolawyers.com. And if you want to learn more about the law, you should make sure to stay up to date about our upcoming broadcasts and also attend our future live Facebook shows. You know, we are asking that you please share this episode with your friends and family so that they will be able to know necessary information in regards to legal matters. And of course, after we've shared information, allow us to also share some good tunes from Alex Blue, Everybody's a Therapist. Do not go elsewhere, everybody, and listen for more only here on RCCO On Air.
What I can't get back, I'm like a therapist. Some medicine for your after past. For me there's nothing left. Let me hold your hand, my baby, even though you're not a baby. Let me swim you through the shallows, even though you're grown. Hello, it's nice to meet you. I am everybody's therapist. Don't know what I'm feeling, but that's really not the point of it. Ask me how I'm doing, oh, you probably wouldn't think of it. Hello, I am drowning, I am everybody's therapist. Hello, hello, hello,
RCCO On Air.
Struggling to collect what's rightfully yours? Unlock effective debt recovery with RC&Co Lawyers. Book your 20-minute complimentary consultation now and get what you're owed. Talk to our experts now.
A whopping $62.5 million worth of funding will be spent on construction of infrastructures in key growth areas across New South Wales. Thanks to the SVPA program, or State Voluntary Planning Agreement, 135,000 new homes will benefit from these infrastructures that are aimed at state and regional infrastructure growth. The said amounts will be disbursed to 12 local government areas among Lower Hunter, Illawarra, Northwest and Southwest growth areas, Wallumbilla and the Central Coast. Residents in this area should expect creation and fix of major roads, improved drainage systems, appearance of new parks, and beautification of local environments. Ever since the birth of this program, more than $220 million worth of contributions have been taken from developers and spent it in 30 state and regional projects that have sufficed the needs of over 70,000 new homes. Paul Scully, the Minister for Planning and Public Spaces of NSW, underscores that this program is aimed at compensating infrastructures to sprawling new homes and jobs who support this funding. We should also note that councils and state agencies in every area can nominate projects that SVPA may fund. The process begins at an independent technical expert and by an external panel before it escalates to the Minister for Planning and Public Spaces for their approval. Nominations for projects are now open until 29th of May of this year. And if you are interested in nominating an infrastructure project, look for the SVPA funding nominations website, or you may also hop into the NSW planning website for further information.
RCCO On Air. News break.
And that concludes our afternoon. This is another day, another episode well spent. And of course, with our collaboration with attorney Rochelle Castro, we want to emphasize the importance of a successful VMIA claim for building defects. And when it comes to the emphasis, I really have observed in our today's discussions that in order to effectively file a VMIA claim for building problems, you have to be well prepared, consensuous, and you have to be guided and led by an expert. And who else do you think is an expert? Of course, it's attorney Rochelle Castro and the lawyers at RC&Co Lawyers. And additionally, you have to also ensure that you have a thorough documentation and you have to also carefully navigate the procedure. And also, most of all, you have to act quickly as soon as possible. RC&Co Lawyers are here to offer legal support should you have any additional questions about legal matters. We are actually anticipating all of your inquiries, and we hope that you will be able to send them because we're ready to answer them. And before we wrap up, I just want to say and send our most loving get well soon to AS, as she wasn't present in this episode due to physical illness. We are hoping for your recovery, AS, so that you will be able to join us again in our 9th and the rest of our episodes. Again, AS, get well soon from your RCCO On Air family. And folks, do not forget that information is your greatest weapon. Keep yourself informed and legally empowered. Today, I am glad that you have watched and witnessed this episode. Every time we are at the end of this episodes, I'm actually really sad, but time really flies so fast. So we're expecting you to join at our next episode again, which is going to be our 9th episode. Until next time, everyone, this is where music and information meets, only here on RCCO On Air. Goodbye, everyone.
RCCO On Air. Gotcha the scoop you need and the tunes you love. RCCO On Air. Stay curious. Stay groovy. RCCO On Air. Now signing off.